Well, my camera has really gone and done it now, and I can't see a thing, so at all. So I have to just, really play this blind. So I just wanted to show you this Noam Chromsky saying that it doesn't matter about the DNA, as long as you are a cultural Jew and they decide who is a cultural Jew, then that's all that matters, that we're in a modern world now and you just got to get over it and stop being so silly. So I'll play him, and I'll just want to, this is my David Flint, I found so much more, but this part here about the end time prophecies being fulfilled. And I believe this is one of the reasons that the Khazars have usurped the identity of Israel, is that so that the prophecies can never be fulfilled. It speaks of that there shall never be there has to be someone from the line of David on the throne, but they're saying that doesn't matter, of course. King David was the forebear of Jesus, but he was also the forebear of Donald Trump. And just as he prophesied that it's going to get cold, and I think many of you can testify to that right now, that whatever he says comes to pass, and I believe soon these words of this prophecy are going to come to pass when many shall see what I've been trying to say. So this is what Newton wrote. This prophecy is called the revelation with respect to the scripture of truth, which Daniel was commanded to shut up and seal till the time of the end. Daniel sealed it until the time of the end, and until that time comes, these prophecies of Daniel and John should not be understood till the time of the end. But then and I hope many of you will know that Kim Clement also prophesied that there was a woman from New Zealand who would actually bring new meaning, new revelation to Revelation 9 and 20. And those are the prophecies that I particularly have focused on to prove that we have been lied to, and that the destroyer or Abaddon is not the Antichrist as we've been taught. But in fact, he is the one come to destroy Antichrist. But then some should prophesy out of them in an afflicted and mournful state for a long time. Well, that's certainly how I have felt, very mournful and very afflicted, and that but darkly, so as to convert but a few. But in the very end, the prophecy should be so far interpreted as to convince many, so that gives me great hope. Then saith Daniel, many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. So I'm just going to leave this here, this Noam Chromsky, the big man who decides that, God is silly to be so petty about whether you have Jewish DNA, that you be Jewish or not. Sorry, I'm a bit tongue-twisted today. So I've just got to remember how to do this. So it's that way there now to go to him, and hopefully he's on the screen.
There's a theory, it's widely accepted as anti-Semitic, that Ashkenazi Jews come from the Khazars and they're not Levantine. But DNA tests...
It's not anti-Semitic, it's a question of fact. So Shlomo Sand, for example, has argued that, I think probably exaggerated, but it's simply a question of fact. If my ancestors from the Ukraine have Khazar roots, changes nothing. I'm Jewish, my grandfather was Jewish, my family happens to have a story saying that we're descended from the Baal Shem Tov. Okay, that's part of the culture. Doesn't matter what the DNA shows. We live, this is a point that Ahad Ha'am made over a century ago in his lectures on the two Moseses. He says, yes, there's a Moses of history who may have existed, may not have existed. There's a Moses of culture, and that exists as a cultural phenomenon. and it's the cultural phenomenon within our cultural tradition. Whoever Moses might have been, and if he even existed. Yes, that's true. We live in a world of cultural traditions. Makes no difference what the DNA says. So, okay, if the DNA says we're not descended from the Baal Shem Tov, hence back to King David, but we're descended from somebody in the Caucasus, makes absolutely no difference to our identity. We should stop this silly game altogether. It's maybe of some scholarly historical interest, but of no significance for the modern world. The modern world is the cultural entities that we're part of, okay? Social and cultural entities. And so we should throw all that aside. They can play with it in biology labs in Israel where they're intent on showing something absurd. But we live in this world with its own cultural, social, political structures.
Okay, so move over, God. What do you know? Well, I can tell you that your president is descended from the line of David. And I can't even actually upload these anymore. And I don't know if you've heard that Janet Osabard apparently has committed suicide. But yeah, if you want to know the truth and stop being one of these dumb Christians who have been sold a bill of goods, by these same people, then, you've got no excuses. Also, there's another one called Europa, the Final Battle. So thanks for watching. Shalom, and God be with you. Bye-bye.